The weather forecast predicted rain for the capital city of Seoul. In spite of the inclement weather from early morning, great numbers of people began to stream towards Yeouido Plaza. More than 1 million people had arrived at the plaza hours before the rally began. The World Rally for Korean Freedom. April 30th, 1975. After 30 years of bitter conflict, the Vietnam War came to a tragic conclusion. Since the fall of South Vietnam, fear has mounted that the Asian conflict would break out in the Korean peninsula once again. Following World War II, as a result of a communist invasion, Korea was divided into South and North Korea. Communist North Korea has established the most severe, most radical Stalinist regime in history. Dictator Kim Il-sung has been using this totalitarian system to exploit the people and to prepare to make war upon the democratic South. While publicly claiming to be sincerely negotiating for peaceful reunification of both Koreas, the North Koreans were secretly constructing underground tunnels across the DMZ, straight towards the South. As tensions steadily increased, Asia and the whole world sought in vain to find some solution. The fundamental problem was the aggressive nature of communism itself. But in an era of détente, no world leader was willing to say that. In the midst of this confusion, one religious leader courageously spoke out. That man was Rev Sun Myung Moon, founder of the Unification Church International and the inspiration for the Christian revival movement that was sweeping across America. Reverend Moon called for a world rally for Korean freedom. He brought the international One World Crusade to Korea to tell the people about the significance of this rally. Over 1,500 Christian youths from 25 nations carried this message of hope and determination to every corner of Korea.
여러분, 안녕하십니까? 우리는 동계교회국제공단입니다. 그러나 우리는 왜 한국에 왔는가? 여러분 아십니까? 여러분, 여의도 광장에서 구국세계대회입니다. 6월 7일 약 3시. 여러분, 이 대회에 꼭 참석해 주십시오. 아시겠어요?
Speaking in an unfamiliar language, these young men and women cried out to the Korean people to unite together and participate in this great demonstration against the threat of communism. They collected signatures of those who pledged to support and participate in the rally. The people of Seoul gladly gave their signatures. These dedicated young people were out on the streets day after day and even reached out to the people in their homes. Every single house in Seoul and the nearby area was visited at least once.
이 대회는 매우 중요합니다. 아래랑 저는 사람들이 많이 한국말에서 만일 당신이 한국을 사랑한다면 꼭 오십시오. 대단히 감사합니다.
감사합니다. 꼭
네.
오십시오. 구국세계 초대합니다. 오십시오, 여의도에. 네. 감사합니다. 많이 사람 60개국에서 정화합니다. 오십시오.
Through their effort and through the strong determination of the Korean people to maintain their freedom, 1,200,000 people gathered at Yeouido Plaza. They had come to hear the words of Rev Sun Myung Moon as he spoke to his own people in his own tongue. The rally was ready to begin as Rev Moon arrived.
통일교회 주최 구국세계대회를 개최하겠습니다. Lebanon, 19 Liberia,
The representatives from 60 free nations who had gathered for the rally were introduced by nation.
Mauritius, Mexico, Monaco, Morocco,
President Young Wee Kim of the Unification Church of Korea officially opened the rally.
무장을 함으로써 일치단결하여 국가의 위기와 세계의 위기를 극복하자 함에 있는 것입니다. 여러분의 적극적인 참가와 성원에 대하여 다시 한번 중심으로부터 사의를 표하면서 대여사를 마치겠습니다.
Representatives from the free world expressed their determination to protect Korean freedom and to oppose communist aggression.
We, the members of the Unification Church International, have come here resolved to defend the Republic of Korea to the last. Korea is the fatherland of our faith. It is our sacred duty to God to preserve the freedom of this land.
英雄的大韓国民皆様の崇高なる信仰の結集による熱気あふれるお姿に接し、血湧き肉踊るの思いのうちに一言のご挨拶といたします。
A famous Korean patriotic poem was read. The representative of Korean residents living in Japan. The representative of college students. The president of the Women's Association of the International Federation for Victory Over Communism. A young Vietnamese girl burst into tears as she told how her homeland and her own parents were taken by the communists.
여러분, 공산당이 우리 부모를 죽였습니다. 여러분. 여러분, 우리는 한국은 사수하겠습니다.
Some patriotic young Koreans, moved by her tearful appeal, pledged their lives to defend their country by writing their oath in their own blood.
이제는 조국의 위기에 세계 만박에서 한국을 수호할 의용군을 모집하시려는 문선명 선생, Rev Sun Myung Moon이십니다.
Then, Rev Sun Myung Moon spoke on Korea in the world. Today, June 7th, 1975, is the day of new historical declaration, both for me and for God. There are two purposes to this rally. First, to encourage our people to be totally united at home. Second, to show the direction which the people of the world must go. The significance of this rally is to warn Kim Il-sung against any rash action, miscalculation, or provocation, similar to what sparked the June 25th Korean War over 25 years ago. Today, two ideologies face each other. One thinks there is a God. The other thinks there is no God. The world that thinks there is a God is on God's side. The world that thinks there is no God is the evil world on Satan's side. When these two worlds confront each other, the outcome will determine whether or not God can remain among mankind. Therefore, the fight to defeat communism is the fight for God. Ladies and gentlemen, today we must know the strategy of communism. Communism is a dreadful satanic philosophy. In practice, it is horrible, criminal, and destructive. We Korean people have experienced the savage nature of communism. We know the criminal behavior of the communists better than any other people in the world. Let us fortify our defense line completely and bravely. The final victory will be ours at last. God is on our side. There are other important allies which Korea and Korean people should know about. They are the world members of the Unification Church, who believe Korea is their religious fatherland. They are strong anti-communists and love Korea deeply. How much do they love Korea? According to their belief, Korea is the fatherland of their faith and their holy land. For someone to invade their holy land is the same as an attack upon their own body and home. Accordingly, to protect Korea, their religious fatherland, that is the faith of the world members of the Unification Church. Some 1,000 representatives from 60 different countries gathered here are the most intimate friends of Korea, who will protect and defend this land, even at the cost of their lives. Korea is the cradle of the new civilization that God desires to build. Therefore, Korea is the country where God will create the unification of world civilization. This should be the pride of the Korean people, whom God loves. The Unification Church members from 120 different countries regard Korea as their religious fatherland. They are brothers and sisters beyond language and culture, united into one. They will march together to defeat Kim Il-sung, God's enemy, and defeat satanic communism. Be strong, be courageous, be totally united, and march on in the name of God. Be strongly united in the name of God. Let us rise up totally. Let us march on all together. Let us go forward all together. Many famous religious leaders voiced their support for the rally and their opposition to the advance of communism. Communism claims to be the way to achieve eternal peace and freedom, the desire of all mankind. In reality, it destroys human rights and stifles freedom. Rev Moon has proclaimed that eternal peace and freedom can be achieved only if everything is centered upon God. This gives a new light of hope not only to Koreans, but to the people of the entire world.